Hello, everyone. This is Let's Talk Theater Live with Winston Wilson and Tony Simmons Henson. Tony, we are back. We are super excited. For those of you who hear us, we are this close to the 15th annual Atlanta Black Theater Festival. We've got an amazing show for you tonight. We've got so many wonderful things that are coming down the pike. I was trying to explain this to someone the other day, Tony, and they could really was like, Winston, why are you hopping? why are you explaining the festival? I was just that giddy and that excited about what I was chatting about. So I'm so thrilled about what we're going to be doing. And the people we have on today are going to really help to bring this home. We're going to be super excited, Tony, with this conversation today.
I am. This is a very, very special introduction to a vision that was kind of developing, I think, over the course of the last 2 years or so. And to see it come to fruition, it is, I always say history only doesn't look like history. It looks like hard work on an ordinary day. And I didn't say that. A wise man said that. But this really is a historic moment in theater. I really, from everything I know, I've been in theater for 21 years. For everything I know about theater, this is special.
It really is. I was explaining this to someone, like I said, I was hopping, and I started to explain to them that we're going to be having this HBCU showcase with all these HBCUs from all over the country come, and they're like, Winston, why is your voice getting loud? I was like, I don't know why that was happening, but it was just because when something hits your spirit and the energy hits your spirit, you can't control.
You can't control it. Exactly. But you know what? They didn't come to hear us talk. They came to see our guests.
That's right. We are so excited about our guests. Yes.
So let's introduce first guest is Dr. Tyrone Stanley from Morgan State University, an award-winning multidisciplinary artist, director, and theater educator. Dr. Tyrone Stanley leads and mentors emerging talent at Morgan State. His distinguished career includes the Kennedy Center recognition, a Helen Hayes Award, clap it up for that, and extensive experience across the performing arts. Through his leadership, he remains committed to developing the next generation of Black theater artists and expanding opportunities for their voices to be heard. Bring them to the stage. Let's bring them to the stage and clap it up for Dr. Tyrone Stanley.
Hello, Doctor.
Hi.
Great to have you.
Good to have you.
How are you all doing? Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Man, we are honored because we got history, you and I.
Oh, yes, we do.
And I have a surprise photo for you.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
You remember that?
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
I'll see you in Atlanta.
Explain the photo, Tony.
For that one. Let me show it to the folks again. That was a photo was taken in October 2012 at the very first Atlanta Black Theater Festival. Yes. Tyrone Stanley brought a phenomenal play called Stage on Fire, starring Shirley Murdoch.
Yeah, I just got so many memories flooding my mind.
And Dr. Tyrone Stanley wasn't a doctor at that point. He was now he's famous, but he didn't forget about us. Now he's a Helen Hayes Award winner. He went on to produce a show at the Kennedy Center, and now he's running the theater department at Morgan.
Wow. That is so awesome, Dr. Stanley. It's so great to have you. Tell us about the story that Morgan State is bringing to the ABTF for our 15th year.
We are bringing echoes of Motown. I actually started conceiving the concept of echoes of Motown when in class, I noticed that the students didn't seem to know much about. I mentioned something about Diana Ross because we had just ramped Dreamgirls. And, Diana doesn't like to say that Dreamgirls is based on them in any way, but we know it's loosely based on a Motown girl group. So I mentioned Diana Ross and I almost fainted when one of the girls said, "Who's Diana Ross?"
Ooh.
And I said, "At this with your black body and you're a black singing soprano who don't know who Diana is." And that's when I started talking about the Supremes and I started bringing and infusing some of the music into musical theater because that is still musical theater. That's the new musical theater. So that's how Echoes of Motown, the idea of, what I said, let's just bring all kinds of Motown and I began to infuse that into my lesson plan and showing them how the Temptations musical came about. I think it's important for us to keep that dream going. But with all that was happening in the world, I knew that I had to show them how Motown was a movement and not just a record company, record label. So that's how Echoes of Motown came to be. And now I have students who know everything about Marvin Gaye because not only did they do the research, but I made sure that they took the dramaturgical approach to embodying these characters, understanding the things that they fought against and for in that time, and recognizing how there is nothing new under the sun. We are the echoes of the same situations happening again. So that's how Echoes of Motown came to be. I have kids playing Marvin Gaye, Gladys Knight, Diana Ross and the Supremes, Marvin and Tammy. I have a young lady that is the epitome of Tina Marie. So her and Rick
Wow.
James, I got them all in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
That is,
Yeah.
I am absolutely so very honored and proud of your journey. And so for you to be coming back full circle, our 15th year,
Yeah.
that to me means a whole lot.
Perfect.
That means a whole lot because when we were 2021, nobody knew who we were. We were Tony and Wanda with a dream, $1 and a dream. And you brought the incomparable Shirley Murdoch to the stage. And I want to tell you, it was really special to both of us. And I thank you so much for trusting the platform. And as you can see, sometimes you sow seeds in things that don't grow, but you sow a seed in something that by the grace of God, and I mean that score, grew. And so to be able to celebrate you this year and celebrate your work and bring these students in is truly an honor. I'm going to move to the next. You have another question? I'm going to move to our next guest because we got some powerhouses backstage.
I do. And real quick, and this is just something that leans on to what Tony was asking you about, Dr. Stanley. How does performing outside of the classroom prepare students for their professional careers, in your view?
So my vision for Morgan State Musical Theater from the very beginning is to, it's a new program, 4 years in existence, BFA, one of 2 HBCUs that offer this degree, had always been about building a career before they leave. One thing I love about what Tony has built is that she's the only one that's really opened up to label this HBCU showcase. And then I thought that was the perfect time for me to get the students off the campus and test them in, we're in a lake or a pond. Moving all across the world to Atlanta, it's across the world to them, because I'll get to that later. Some of them haven't even left Baltimore. But going to Atlanta, getting them out in the world to show what they're doing at Morgan is like putting them into the ocean and letting them really see how differently they have to paddle, how differently they have to swim, how much longer they have to hold their breath. It's a different world when you leave the safety of their campus as an artist. I want Morgan State Musical Theater
to become nationally recognized. And I believe Tony has built something that is nationally recognized. So this is a part of that trajectory. I think it's important for them to see other schools doing the artwork they're doing. I think it's important for them to see other artists come together, Regina Taylor and all the people they'll have the chance to have access to show them that, we continue making art no matter how big we get. And I needed them to see that. My nephew came to speak with them and hang out with them. He's the star of a TV show that just ended called Bel Air. Jabari Banks, and he came and hung out with me for a week, just watching them rehearse once on this island. And again, they get a real world view of what the business is like. He was in shows with me right there in Atlanta and at the Kennedy Center, and now he's a star of Bel Air. So I'm just letting them see. He started in theater on the stage, and that's actually the best actors that are running TV and film. The ones that were trained, Viola Davis, trained in theater.
Yeah.
Well, Washington trained in theater.
Yeah. That's incredible. And you know what? I appreciate your compliments. I will take the money. I will give God the credit. But you know what? Speaking of dedicated, and I know you're dedicated, I want to thank you for your service. There's another special person backstage. And she is Annette Dees Grievous. And Annette and I, Annette is another one of those professors of theater and theater practitioners who has sewn into the ABTF. She's an accomplished theater educator, director, and performing artist whose work connects storytelling, history, and community engagement. At Claflin University in Orangeburg, South Carolina, she guides emerging art talent while continuing a career distinguished by touring historical productions, arts leadership, and public service. Her commitment to preserving cultural narratives and nurturing young performers has made her an influential advocate for Black theater and arts education. Let's clap it up and bring in the wonderful
Hello, Tony, Winston. Hello, Dr. Stanley. Thank you all for having me.
So great to have you in it.
Great to be here.
Annette, now, we go way back, so I couldn't do him without doing you.
Oh, goodness. I'm scared.
Okay, now this is safe. Here we go.
Oh, wow. Wow. Look at the babies. I say babies. Wow.
Now, what year was that? Because you've been to ABTF.
Oh, my goodness.
That was one of the first ones.
Yeah, that was one of the first ones. I don't think the very first one, but that was one of the first ones. I can't even remember what year. Lord have mercy. But I know a lot of those are like they're married with children.
Well, I'm going to guess around 2014. I think that was around 2014. Okay. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, my God.
But you used to come in style. I mean, y'all black. They was, oh my gosh, they marched in. They had this big old classy Claflin bus. Oh man, I was like, Orangeburg showing up. Oh my gosh.
Yes. ABTF has always been a wonderful time for me, our students, and really just an honor and a blessing to be a part of it. Especially for this long, 15 years. Yes.
I don't believe it either.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. And we are truly excited to come and be a part of this inaugural HBCU showcase.
I'm telling you. Well, tell us about your show, Promise. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you want to?
I'm going to say that same thing. So I'm
okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I just wanted to know. I wanted Annette to share with us about the show and what's coming to the ABTF this year.
Yes, so we are bringing The
Promise.
Promise. Yes, untold stories of South Carolina's Black patriots. So this show involves 6 patriots, real men who fought in the American Revolutionary War, who have roots in South Carolina. And of course, we are commemorating the 250th anniversary of the birth of the United States of America. And we definitely wanted to highlight the contributions of Blacks to the war and to the founding of this country, because there would be no United States without the contributions of these men. And so this play is an original work by me and one of my former students, and funded by the SC 250 Commission, but involves their journey, if you will, as the United States was founded, and based off of promises that were made to Blacks that may or may not have been fulfilled by the end of the war, or after, or maybe even today.
Wow. What do you anticipate people taking away from the performance?
It is our goal that, or hope that people will see, number one, the contributions, because oftentimes we think about the American Revolutionary War and we only think of one group that made contributions to that war. But it is my hope that people will see the important contributions made by Blacks to that war, and also think about what the Declaration of Independence means to meant then, and where we are 250 years later, in terms of the promises that were made in that Declaration of Independence to all people. Of course, it says everyone is entitled to certain unalienable rights. But when we look at what those rights are, was everyone truly entitled to those rights? And again, was that promise truly fulfilled, especially in 2026?
Wow.
You can always count on Annette to bring the serious topics to the stage, and entertaining in a way that's very entertaining. So I don't want people to, but you will be edutained with her,
Mm-hmm.
and you are giving. This is so important as they try to erase our stories. This is so critical to Dr. Stanley. You can chime in. Looks like you have something to say. You can chime in as well.
I just love that what you just said. This is important to tell those stories that her group is telling, because they're trying to erase so much about us. And that's why I feel the same way with Echoes of Motown, my sister. It's bringing back why Marvin Gaye wrote and fought with Berry Gordy to produce What's Going On. So I want people it's more than a celebration. It's more than a history lesson. We want them to walk away knowing that there's a feeling of joy, of pride, of nostalgia, responsibility, a call to arms.
Yes.
You're not erasing us. And when they tell a story like The Promise, our young Black students also need to know that this is history that doesn't just readily get taught in the white schools we've been to, most of us. It doesn't get readily taught. An edutainment is what I love that you said.
Yes.
And I love that. I'm excited to see it.
You guys can get me so inspired. I'm ready to get on a high horse, but I can't, because it's really about you guys and what you guys are talking about. My one comment will be is that there is no United States of America 250 years if it wasn't for the things that you guys are talking about, and the shows and the stories that you're bringing to the ABTF. That's my one statement, and it's a true fact.
So timely. You're absolutely right. Well, we have another treat. We have Natalie Soul from Spelman College. She's a department head there. She is a theater artist, director, playwright, and educator who chairs Spelman College's Department of Theater and Performance. Her distinguished career includes leadership positions at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro, and Hampshire College, alongside directing and festival producing and arts advocacy. Through culturally responsive theater and community engagement, she champions Black women's leadership and develops the next generation of theater artists. Let's bring to the stage and clap it up for this phenomenal visionary, Natalie Soul.
Hello, hello.
So happy to have you. And I gotta give credit where credit is due. You invited us into this space, the Latanya Richardson Jackson and Samuel Jackson Performing Arts Center, brand new, barely ribbon cut, wasn't even no scratches on the floor when we came in last year. And we left without any scratches on the floor.
Right.
But and that was so I can't thank you enough. Because you had just started at Spelman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about
yes.
Tell us about that. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
So just a little bit. I mean, one of my focal areas is community engagement, and we're right in the middle of the heart of Atlanta, and it only makes sense for us to be a part of that, right?
Yeah.
And historically we have been. So this gorgeous theater that has been refurbished and looks like it just needs some people, right? It wants the community to be a part of our space and where we are. And it's also a really beautiful reciprocal opportunity because it means that students get to learn from, all of the fantastic artists that are coming into the space and producing work. So they get to have hands-on experience and network. So it just sounded like a win-win. And yeah, I think I had been on campus about 2 months, and I was like, yeah, come on over. Come on over. Let's do the festival here, and let's make it an annual event.
Yeah, I want to reiterate the thanks that Tony shared, Natalie, in regards to the ABTF being there at Spelman College. Last year, it was such a magical experience. There's no other way to say that. What does it mean to Spelman to host this 15th year of the ABTF?
It means everything. It means everything. We are a part of a legacy. We are a part of a history. And we are able to hold it and move it forward in the way that it deserves to be held and moved forward. Because, everything everyone has said, that our stories are attempting to be erased. And it is essential that we show our students, that we show our communities that we matter, right? Our voices matter. Our stories are essential to how we exist in the world. And it's our job as educators to support our students in learning their stories, right? So it's not just about the stories that are coming next, it's also the stories that have come before. So really, really important endeavor. And 15 years is really pretty amazing, and you all should be commended. For festivals are not easy. They are hard to keep moving forward and to continue to do on an annual basis. So many kudos for that.
Who are you telling? Yeah, yes, festivals.
But I had everybody's pictures, but I couldn't leave you out, so I got a surprise photo for you too.
Oh.
Your babies.
Yeah, with Dr. Joan. Dr. Joan McCarty is
yes,
and she's directing our piece for the HBCU Showcase.
Yes. Now tell us about that. Tell us about Single Black Female.
Yes. So Lisa B. Thompson, beautiful piece. And, it's funny. There's very clearly a generational thing happening because this story was representative of the 80s, 90s, and our babies did not know these stories, right? This perspective. So the dramaturgical work also includes stories that feel very familiar to many of us, but are not quite as familiar to our students. So it's really about it's comedy, and it's also really focusing on what it means to be a Black woman. It means it's talking about friendship. It's talking about some of the struggles that we all traverse. It's just a really lovely piece that talks us through um, what it means to be a Black woman in the United States. So it'll be fun and also make you think.
Absolutely. I can't wait. I've never seen the piece, although I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but so I'm really excited that y'all decided. And you know what? Let me just say this. One of the things that we do, and Andre Minkins, everybody knows Andre, but you may or may not, but most people in theater know Andre because he's everywhere. But Andre Minkins said one year, he said, how do you maintain relevance?
Mhm.
You always have plays, because we plan a year in advance. How do you always have plays that are relevant to the times?
Yeah.
I said that's nothing but God. So this year,
Mhm.
what we're strong on is historical themes and women. Those are the two pillars. If you look at the so it's centering women and historical theme. And I'm like, whoa, what? This was. It's not a coincidence to me. I think it's just divine intervention that we're able to bring these stories in such a timely. What does that mean to you, being able to bring a piece to the festival that centers Black women in today's time?
Yeah, so it's the mission of an institution that's been around 1881. It's been around a while, and theater has been produced at Spelman for almost 100 years. So it's very, very long standing. We're coming up on an anniversary pretty soon, a really significant anniversary. And our job here at Spelman is to make sure that Black women understand themselves as leaders and as contributors and at the forefront, right? And one of the special things about our program is that the Morehouse men get their degree in theater through Spelman College. So we have an equal balance of Morehouse men and Spelman women in our program, which I think is a little bit buried. It's not very known, but that's why Samuel Jackson got his degree really basically from Spelman, from his work at Spelman, but it is through Morehouse. But I just think it's so important that we understand how to center Black women and how Black men can support that centering, right? That we have to teach that as well, that upliftment, they are a part of that, the necessary support system that allows that to happen. Really, really necessary.
Wow, I did not know that. Thank you for sharing that. That is an amazing thing. What's exciting to you about bringing four HBCUs on to Spelman this year? I know it's exciting for us. Please share with us your excitement.
Well, it's community, right? We
Yes.
need to know each other. We are related, right? The HBCUs we need to support each other and know each other, know what we're doing, know the kind of work that exists. We got a network. Our students need to know each other because when they get out there, they need to be able to say, oh, yeah, I remember you from such and such, or hey, let's collaborate on this thing in the future. So it's about the future of the industry, the future of the profession, as well as really thinking about how those circles of influence are made, right? So we're creating this really beautiful means. ABTF is creating this pathway for them to not only know industry folks who are out there in the profession, practicing artists, but also here are your comrades, here are your people who are doing the same thing on other campuses. Um, and we learn with each other, right? There's a really important support system that I see coming to fruition through this work.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for your thoughts and your vision. I mean, since we connected, I'm going to say connected because that's what we did. We didn't meet. We connected day one. Um, you have a whole background where you come from. You've been in a majority institution, predominantly white institution, and now coming to Spelman as your second year. What's different, or what do you see that you can bring from your experience? Because that's a 360-degree experience. What do you see?
I think that what I get to do is bring the expertise, right? So coming from a very, very well funded and supported program with 300 majors, with a graduate program, with BFAs and a BA, bringing all of that knowledge of how those pieces work together and what was preparing those students for the industry, right? For the profession. So I know very, very well what is happening at it's an MSI, right? So it's a minority serving institution. But the faculty were predominantly white. I was the first Black woman, first person of color ever to lead in the theater department there. But I could see, oh, that was hard, never doing that again. So, yeah, never again. This is home. Spelman is home. But I know what they got, right? So because I know what they received, those students, their preparation, all of the resources that were poured into them, the opportunities, we need that. We have to have it. We have to be providing them with comparable, if not better, resources to prepare them. So that's my job, is to make sure that they are, Spelman's new phrasing is future ready. They are ready, and they're not just ready to be in it, they're ready to lead it.
Wow. I'm full.
That is so incredibly awesome. Yeah, but we want to thank those of you who've had a chance to listen in so far on Let's Talk Theater Live. And please, if you have any questions for our guests, please feel free to let us know, because this is a great opportunity to share with them. That's one of the cool things about being part of the audience with us at Let's Talk Theater Live every Sunday that we do this. I have a question. I want all of our guests to kind of chime in on this question. And it's a question that I know you all will have very profound and thought-provoking responses to. And that is, what advice would you give an aspiring theater artist who's considering an HBCU? And I will let Natalie go first.
Get everything you can, and don't necessarily pigeonhole yourself into one thing. Learn, gather, do film, do dance, do really be an interdisciplinary artist. So gather as much as you possibly can from the experience, and allow yourself to be really grounded in Blackness, really deeply rooted in the history, in our incredible contributions to the world, because they're going to need that fortification as they move forward. So allow that, that sense of being and belonging and identity to be grounding because they need it. They will need it going forward. But also, it's just really fun. Have some fun. That's also the thing. Yes, it's serious, but also it's called a play for a reason. So let's have some fun.
That's awesome. Wow. Annette, please give us your thoughts on this. That's great.
Yes, I agree. It's something that they need. I mean, an HBCU education as an artist, as a Black artist, it's something that they can't get at a PWI. And being a trained artist in my undergrad, I attended a PWI, but it was something that I was missing when I was there. And it was something that I could not get until I found that African American theater program at the University of Louisville in Kentucky. That was something that I needed. That wasn't an HBCU, but that was a unique situation at a predominantly white institution. And so looking back, if I could do it all over again, I would seek an HBCU, because there's just something there that that you learn about yourself that you won't be able to get that at a PWI. So if they had a choice, I would definitely say go that route of an HBCU. Yeah, it's nothing like it.
That is great. Thanks for mentioning that. That's so great.
I agree.
Yeah. Dr. Stanley, what do you think?
Well, I would say I'm a proud graduate of North Carolina A&T State University, and then I went to a PWI, and then Morgan State for PhD, and UCLA for postdoc. So I got a mix of all of it. But I would say to any young artist considering the HBCU, first of all, nothing like it. Second of all, do not underestimate the power of being educated in an environment or a place where your culture is not an elective. It's a part of a foundation. It is the life. It's the skin you're in is the main thing. Training in theater, I did not I did the Music Man and Annie, things like that, where I was always a sidekick. But at an HBCU, 3 or 4 different opportunities I had to be the leading man. And that's because they did shows about my people, of all types. We're not simply training you to get a job. We're training you to understand and know yourself before you get out there and get those jobs. We make you whole artists at an HBCU. The thinkers, the creators, the entrepreneurs, the scholars, the storytellers, the musicians. We make you an art. You're going to be an artist when you leave, but you're going to understand why it's important to never drop the black off that artistry. So that's my.
Oh, I'm full too, Tony. After that.
These are what I like about what I'm hearing is the promotion. How often do you get an opportunity to promote HBCU theater programs on a platform like this? And so, for those who are tuning in now and those who will hit the replay, this is streaming on YouTube. This is unique. I mean, I don't know where else it's been done. I don't know. Like I said, history is hard work on an ordinary day. The 3 programs, first of all, I can personally tell you that I know all 3 of you, and you are Black excellence. So congratulations for that. But you offer 3 different personalities in theater. And that you've got the small town, and not to say Orangeburg is less, but you've got that intimacy of a small town environment. Natalie, you're in the heart of Atlanta, the film capital, the acting, and then Dr. Stanley, you're in Baltimore, a half a day's drive to New York City. I mean, come on, y'all. Pick your HBCU, because these 3 are definitely will fit your personality. Whatever your personality is, these 3 are, and I'm always commenting and not questioning, but I'm gonna tell you, this is where it's at, because I've seen young 18, 19-year-olds in PWI programs. And it's sad. To me, it's sad. And I'm political. I'm going to get a little bit political because I write my own check. And I know y'all can't, so y'all don't have to say anything. But it's sad to me seeing that the Black kid is always the butterfly on the left, downstage, stage left. It's sad to me when everybody else is in a circle and they're communing and they're connecting, and there's the little Black boy off to the side, not a part of the community. That's sad to me. And I'm a graduate of an HBCU. I went to Howard University and NYU. And so I've seen both. So it is the last chapter of my life, and this is it, to do whatever I can. My commitment is to you, to make sure that whatever I can do to make sure your programs are showcased. That is what I'm here to do. That is the next chapter of my calling. I trust and believe I will do everything in my heart, spirit, and mind to make sure that all of the program, the 22 schools were invited, and you guys were selected along with Hampton University. And I'm just overjoyed. I'm just overjoyed. Thank you.
That is exciting, Tony. And we do not believe you about that whole comment about your last chapter. Nobody on this line believes that. Not one of us believes that. Tell us about how the students are getting ready for coming to the ABTF. Are they getting excited? What are they doing to prepare around us? And what are some things they're doing to get ready?
Well, I shared with you all earlier before we came on air, I just finished rehearsal and was sliding into the studio. So we are in rehearsal. They are excited about the coming to Atlanta. I think all of them have been to Atlanta previously, but not to the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. So this is a new group coming to the festival for the first time. But when I, shared the lineup with them, they are truly excited to be a part of it. I think they're excited about coming to be able to network with their peers, because I think that that's part of the educational experience and journey. They're excited about seeing the other shows, so they're checking out the other shows, putting together their schedule, although I have a schedule for them. So they're just truly excited and giving their all and more to these final days of rehearsal before we get ready to get on the road. So, yes.
Well, you got to get your tickets. You definitely have to get your tickets. It's those. I can tell you the HBCUs are the hot tickets. They are all the hot tickets for this festival this year. Even though we've got a phenomenal lineup, Winston.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't go out as much as I used to. But the last 2 times I went out last week, people were telling me they're coming to to the ABTF, and I haven't heard that in years. And I would say, I'm down with the ABTF. Oh yeah, I got my ticket. Oh, what? That was phenomenal. Yes, that really was. That's awesome. And Natalie, I know that some of the students are here local, but how are they getting ready for their show?
So here's the thing is that ABTF is woven throughout our entire curriculum. So it's not just the folks that are preparing for single Black female. It's also the students who are in production lab will help with as crew and doing setup and, load in, load out. Also, we have students in Theater Insight that will be supporting with ushering and so on and so forth. So it's not just taking the learning from the acting side, it's taking the learning from every single aspect of our curriculum and weaving it into what the festival already provides for us. So all of the faculty are prepping in their courses and helping us to think through what does it mean to be in a professional environment and represent Spelman and Morehouse. So that's what is happening. And of course, they are rehearsing. This is a remount for us, and we've had students that graduated. They tend to do that. So so we're having to recast and fix some things, and the timing changed some of the blocking because we only have a certain amount of time. So Dr. Joan McCarty is having a good time working with them for putting it back on its feet.
That's awesome. Yeah, you made a point there that sometimes gets lost, that there's a lot of things that happen on stage, but there's a lot of other things that happen off the stage. And so it's great that they're getting that immersion. That's fantastic. Dr. Stanley, how about the students here? How are they getting ready?
Okay, we've been in rehearsals for about 2 weeks now, just recasting as well. but also just getting their body after the summer, getting their bodies back conditioned because we dance throughout the show. Trying to condense it down to from that 2 hour show to the 75 minutes to a little bit less. We're just trying to shave that, getting the wigs redone for the Supremes and all those kinds of things. Shopping, because some people came back different sizes than they were when they left, you know. So all those things, but also just kind of getting them grounded again. We've done the show. This will be our third time presenting it. And the first time we presented it, it was sold out. You know, we have a 2,800 seater, and it was we were not expecting that to happen. It was so sold out that the president did a special encore in February. So that's how we did it again. But that was a 2,800 seater. I mean, packed. We had opened the third balcony in years, and they had to open that thing up. So we've just been trying to, you know, make sure we bring the same fire and in a 75-minute box.
Wow, 2,800. That's fantastic. That's like a stadium. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah,
That is really awesome. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, you can hear from what Dr. Stanley mentioned, Natalie mentioned, and Annette mentioned. You got to get your tickets. And this is not, you heard it from them, that these shows are not just about the phenomenal shows and the young people and all that's going to be happening. And this is how I feel, and maybe you feel the same way, that when you're at an experience, and it's a once in a lifetime experience, you feel different. Your bones are different. Your spirit is different when you're around other people and you get to feel and you're partaking and experiencing it together. You can't get that if you're not there next week. So that's the last little bit of thing I'm going to say about that, because I just get excited. You just got to get your tickets. We want to see all of you. We want every single show to be packed out, not only for us, but for these students that are traveling, for all the hard work that they've done. They deserve us all to be in the house and to be cheering them on when they're doing such a phenomenal job at this year's ABTF. And Tony is saying something really awesome, but she was on mute.
I have a question. Why does this is an inaugural HBCU showcase. Who knows where it's going to go? And that you and I had a talk yesterday about some things that we thought might be great ideas moving forward. So if anybody wants to get involved, we love volunteers. So it's an opportunity to get involved and volunteer. But what was my question? Oh, why this now? Why is this important now for Black theater? And anybody can answer, or all of you can answer.
I guess I'll jump in. I think someone said it earlier. It's about preserving our stories, our history, and that's something that you can, you know, get through Black theater. That's something that one of the foundations of Black theater, for us, by us, and we have, again, if you go back to that question that you asked, why an HBCU education for an artist? It's learning about who we are and our stories and our contributions. And if there aren't a lot of entities out there that really uplift what we're doing at HBCUs. And so this is kind of that foundational training that's going to lead you into Black theater or any type of theater space. And so what you're doing is so important, Tony, because there are other theater conferences, festivals out there, but there's, you know, we have the International Black Theater Festival, but this is one of those festivals that happens annually that our students get to participate in now, hopefully on an annual basis. And it's something that can just expand even beyond this HBCU showcase. And so with the political climate, this is extra important now. And just, again, opens the door for so much more growth that can happen, and so much more inclusivity that can happen around us and our stories.
Yeah.
Why not now?
Yeah.
I would just add to what Annette is saying is that I think it's really important that they understand pathways, right? And they understand that they're a part of something bigger than what happens within their institution. And being able to make those connections and see the other young people working really hard, and also the practicing artists, the folks that are out there in the field and doing the work, I think is essential. It's a means of providing hope that we get to tell our stories, and we don't get to just tell our stories while we're in our beautiful, center of belonging, but we also get to tell our stories once we depart, and we're relying on them to create the next generation of stories. Is the other piece of it, is that they have a responsibility, and they're a part of that lineage, right, of needing to tell the story. So I think it's really important now more than ever that pathway continues.
I of course agree with that wholeheartedly. Both of you, but I'm blessed to be around people that understand that we all share the same stage, and making sure our students understand that when they get out in the world, that the best stories they can ever tell are stories about themselves. When we all get together and they see all the other HBCUs, they see everyone else that's arriving at the festival with excitement about Blackness and about Black stories. I'm just hoping that they walk away understanding that they don't have a choice in the matter when it comes to delivering their art. What is a gift if you don't give it away? So you have to they have to know that they have to do it, and that there is, when they don't give us space to be Black, we make our own space, like the Atlanta Black Theater Festival. So I'm hoping that they walk away knowing that they're empowered to do the same when they leave. If someone doesn't want to give you a voice, you sing and speak anyway. When they don't want to give you a platform, you put one on the street, like the street performance in New York, and take your microphone, and you have a platform. We got to let them know that that's the kind of fervor we need in this climate, that we don't go away, though they want to put us away. That we keep going, even though we see lynching happening again in our faces. So I hope that when they come together, they know that we're coming together to demonstrate the collective power of institutions that have always created space for them where it did not exist.
That's so awesome. I was going to say that comment about the table there, Dr. Stanley, hit me, because I said stuff that's a little bit more brash in the past, where someone says, "Oh, well, you don't want a piece of the pie." I say, I don't care about their pie. Let's go over and make our own pie. I ain't waiting for their pie. Let's just go make what kind of pie you want to make. Let's make that, and then go from there. So it's so great to hear you say that. I was like another person said it. So this has been an amazing, as always, an amazing episode of Let's Talk Theater Live. Tony said you feel, this is the thing, because we're doing this on Sunday Night Live for those of you who may see this later on. And so, as I get filled up and I get energized, but at the same time, I sleep like a baby every time we have Let's Talk Theater Live, because I feel so filled about what we're doing.
I've got one more question, though. I do want to ask, what do you say to the person who's sitting and watching this, and they're steering their child towards, and I think you kind of answered it already, but if you want to add something, where they're steering their child towards the PWI because they think it's better. Because they think it. That's why I think this conversation is so important, because you three are brilliant. I know that firsthand. You are brilliant. And this is a theater practitioner who's been in the business for 21 years. And I met all of you, and I'm intimate with all of your programs, or at least your work. What do you say to that person whose child is being steered toward?
I'm going to try to behave. I'm going to try to behave. I'll say this. I would just ask the parent or the parents, what is driving you? Think really long and hard about what's driving you to push your child in that direction. I do get the money thing. I lost a few students to scholarships that were bigger and better. And unfortunately, I can't combat that. I know it's astronomical fees. It's expensive, and there are some things with HBCUs that go on that some parents feel like, oh, my daughter or my child will have more opportunities going to a PWI. I would say to that parent, first question exactly why you think that, and second, if you're gonna push them toward it, at least give them the opportunity to visit an HBCU and make the decision for themselves. But I do believe in my heart that if you and your child go to that HBCU and visit, and don't just go visit during a time when it's homecoming or something else, you need to actually, like our school has a sign up for follow a musical theater major for the day. We feed them lunch, they hang out, go to all the classes. They need to be immersed. And I believe you would change your mind if you send that child to visit Spelman and stay for a day, to visit Claflin and stay for a day, to visit Morgan and stay for a day. Let them, as a first adult decision, make their choice and do everything you can to support that choice. That's what I would say. But the blacker the berry, right.
I love it. But it's not Black, for those who are offended. It's not Black color, it's Black culture. That's what we're talking about. And I think it's really important to make that distinction.
That is a distinction, a very important one.
I would just add, thank you for that, Dr. Stanley. As someone who is walking into the door, this is my second year at Spelman. I have never had the experience of not having to code switch, I get to bring myself into space in a very, very different way. And that makes everything, that is everything. It means something very different when your faculty understand you. They get it. They see you. They see the entirety of you, and they see your potential very, very differently. Very differently. There is something about being supported and held and nurtured by folks who believe in you from day one. You don't have to prove it. We already know you're excellent. Our job is to nurture that and support it and to help you to become what it is that you need to be. Right? That's what we get to do. In a way that you don't get to do that in other spaces. You get to be held. And that is, is that a gift? Such a gift. Yep, now I got goosebumps.
You gave yourself goosebumps. You gave us all goosebumps. Woo!
We all got them. We got them all, Natalie, that's for sure.
I think they said it all, Natalie and Tyrone. I'll just add, there's something about that nurturing spirit at an HBCU, and to realize your full potential as an artist, you can't do that without knowing who you are as an artist and as a person. And that's something that a white man or a white female cannot teach you as a Black artist.
All right, y'all. And this is one for the book. This is a conversation that I know we will continue. You want to close us out? Because we're at the top of the hour. And I'm telling you, I'm so full. I gotta go have a cigarette. This was so good. I don't even smoke. This was so good. Go ahead, Winston.
It's just other things to smoke. I just say it's one of those. I want to thank you all. You have all been such phenomenal guests for us. You have dropped so many gems, and the audience has responded in that same way, that they heard so many things that will resonate with them going forward down the road. I think we have one more episode, Tony, if I recall, before we have to start this.
Yes.
So-
Next week we will have another episode of Let's Talk Theater Live. You have to stay tuned for the guests or sign up for our website. We'll be announcing that next week. But I'm going to tell you how do you get your tickets for let them know how to get the tickets. I'm going to pull up the graphic for the HBCU showcase. Inaugural.
So if you go to atlantabtf.org or to atlanta.ludus.com, I believe that's how it's stated, that you'll be able to get your tickets for any one of these to the showcase, and well as any other shows that we have. This is pretty exciting because in addition to these phenomenal shows you see at the HBCU Showcase, we'll have some other main stage productions that will be just as phenomenal. We have a number of readings that'll be incredible. We're going to also have a Black film showcase, which is going to be there as well. So this is a whole 3-4 days of phenomenal Black culture creativity that you need to be part of. So it's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. So thank you. Let me move this. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for being a part of it. Thank you for signing on and Dr. Tyrone Stanley, you gave us a shot the first year, and that you've been giving us a shot ever since. And Natalie, you, the visionary, you're giving us an opportunity to grace ourselves at the illustrious Spelman College. I cannot wait. This is going to be a special year. I know that for sure. Have a fantastic night, and we hope to see everybody at the fest.